You've probably heard terms like cartwheel luster or original surfaces, but almost nobody actually shows you what that means. I will. What you're seeing right now isn't just light reflecting, it's movement. The light isn't flashing randomly, it's traveling across the surface in a repeating pattern. That motion is what people are describing when they say cartwheel luster. If you ask a lot of people, many would tell you that luster just means how shiny a coin is or how bright it looks under light. But brightness isn't what graders are looking at, because you can have a coin that looks bright and still has weak or broken luster. And you can have a coin that looks less impressive at first glance, but actually has stronger luster. When a coin is struck at the mint, metal is forced outward from the center. And that process leaves behind microscopic lines in the surface. Now, usually you can't see them clearly without magnification, but they're always there. These are what are called flow lines. You can see the light move across them as I move it. And those flow lines are what control how the light reflects. Instead of scattering randomly, the light follows those lines. So when the coin moves, the light moves with it. Now, watch what happens when that surface is no longer intact. At first glance, this coin might still look fine. It might even look cleaner in certain areas. But watch how the light behaves. It doesn't travel the same way anymore. It breaks. It stalls. It scatters. The pattern is no longer consistent. And that's because the surface has been disrupted. Contact marks, friction, cleaning, even small changes at the surface level interrupt those flow lines. And once that happens, the light simply cannot move the same way. Now, go back to a surface that hasn't been disturbed. Watch how the light moves again. It's smooth, continuous. It carries across the surface instead of stopping. And that continuity is what graders are seeing immediately. So when you hear the term cartwheel luster, this is what that actually means. It's light rotating across the surface of the coin in a consistent, repeating pattern that kind of resembles the cartwheels of the covered wagons back in the Old West. If you follow the light as it goes around the surface of the coin, It resembles the spokes of that cartwheel. And the reason you're seeing that is because the original structure of the metal is still intact and has not been disturbed in any way. That is what they refer to as original mint surfaces. And when it carries luster like that, you can be assured that those surfaces are original. And that's what people mean when they say original surfaces. Not just no wear, not just strong detail, but a surface that hasn't been altered and still carries light the way it did when it was struck. Because grading doesn't reward brightness, it rewards intact surfaces. And luster is how you see that.